engines on the ominous Sodor were busy clearing up some trees and walks that would straight onto the line before Halloween comes. One day, Percy was having a drink in the water tower. The trucks were feeling bored. "Let's run away," they said. Then the coupling snapped. Uh-oh. On, faster, cried the truck. But then now was trouble. There's a buffer on the track because the engines were not allowed to pass over the old iron bridge. But the trucks refused on until it was too late. Percy arrived to see the disaster. His driver sighed. "This is our fault," he said. "We didn't secure them properly." Sir Topham Hatt will not be pleased. As predicted, Sir Topham Hatt was very cross. "You will shun trucks in the yard until I can trust you again, Percy," said Sir Topham Hatt. Francis and Will Engine had decided to push his trucks under the sea to the old harbor bridge. Woo! "And how do you know about the ghosts?" said Edward. "Oh, Will, I don't know, because ghosts are rubbish." "Well, let me tell you a story that made all your funnels quiver." And this is the story Edward told. There was a black engine who was puffing on his way home on the open single-field track. But then there was trouble. The engine ended up crashed and then plunged down into the river below. Nobody knows about what happened to him, but in some nights, they said that the engine was trying to puff back home, but didn't make it. So what do you think of that, James? That story was absolutely rubbish. How wonder the engine ended up disappear after it crashed into the wake. But anyway, I must be going. I have a passenger train to take tonight. Well, I think that story kind of creeped me out. Well, I think that story was okay for the most part. That night, James was having a night passenger train before he can go back to Timmins Sheds. It was his final job of the day. After James delivered his passengers, he cannot stop thinking about Edward's story as he's taking the coaches back to the yard. So James decided to stop for a minute. He looked around. There was no ghost. See, Edward, it's just an old frost pot. I mean, like, how on earth did a ghost engine end up up here? Shh. What was that? Then, what James saw was the ghost engine. James was shocked about what he saw. There was a black tank engine. He looked like Thomas, but except covered in black, and his face was covered in scratches. He didn't say anything as he quietly rolled towards James. James was scared. He didn't know what to think. He raced away as fast as his wheels would carry him. Take me back! Take me back! Take me back, please! Please! James was permanently closing his eyes about what he just saw in the night. His driver and fireman were confused. James, is there something wrong with you? Please, just go back home. I need some time. Okay. Okay, you really say so. James was still closing his eyes, but secretly he was opening his eyes just to make sure that he was still there. One summer's day, Thomas and Percy were in Skylar's workshop. Skylar was Showing Thomas and Percy the two ropes he found in his garage. Just then, James chucked very excitedly. Good morning. Today, I have some special news. What special news, James? Well, Sir Thomas had asked me to be the rescue agent for today. I had to wait to call in action. Thomas, what is call to action thing? Call for action, Percy, said Thomas. It means when James has to be waiting for a rescue to come. That is correct, little Thomas. Then Toby jumped in. Hello, Toby. Oh, James. Sir Thomas has asked me to be the rescue agent with you. Why? You might need my help. Huh, I don't need help with those stinky old travelers like you. James, that's kind of rude. I'm sorry, but I don't need help with travelers like you. And that's final. Now anyway, what are we gonna do in the emergency tab, little Percy? Don't know. Well, I think I know because I saw Gordon in the on the track. All the points right next to the big station, I think. Good. Let's go then. Wait, James. You might need my help. I said I don't need any help. You still need help here, though. I don't want your help. I want to be myself. Thank you. Okay. I'm still helping you. Shut up! Well, this might get badly. Yep, I think I know the feeling. Soon, James was puffing down the wide street, while Toby struggled behind him. Soon, James and Toby had arrived. Gordon was off the track. Rescue engines to the ready. I'll bring Gordon back on the track in no time. Just then, Toby spelled jingle and jingle. James? Gordon is a happy engine, so I will just go and fetch the hooks from Skyrim's workshop. James sniffed and snorted. I will rescue Gordon. I don't need any of your help. Thank you, Toby. So James was coupled up to Gordon, and soon James pulled with all of his strength. But Gordon didn't even budge. James huffed and he puffed. His cheeks went as wet as his paintwork. Nearly there, Gordon! Then there was trouble. Gordon's driving wheels had come off the track. Bother! Oh, they indignity. James? I think it's a good time to get the... No. I have a plan. Come on, let's switch around. Soon, it's been like an hour as James and Toby went facing around. Soon, James was coupled up to Gordon once again. James pulled and James heaved. He puffed and he puffed. His cheeks went wet as his paintwork. Nearly there, Gordon! Then there was trouble again. Gordon suddenly started to move, but... Oh, bother! Gordon groaned. Oh, the indignity. You know what, James? If you keep getting the situation even worse, I will just go and fetch the hooks. Fine. Be that way. Besides, I'll have my own plans to myself. No thanks, it's Toby. Now. Ooh, I think I have another brilliant idea. So, James back up. Gordon didn't even know what James was about to do. So James back up and he pumped his pistons. Let's get what this to the ready. James roared and raced down the track. He hit Gordon's tender with a bit for the bash and a terrible crack. Just then, Toby had arrived. He brought in the two hooks. James, what on earth did you do? Well, you see, I kind of pushed Gordon and I accidentally derailed. James, are you serious? Now we have to clean up this mess. Soon, the first hook was bringing James back onto the track. Thanks for the hooks, Toby, said Gordon, and he puffed away. Soon, Sir Tom had arrived. He was very cross with James. James, I can't believe you've been extremely rude to Toby. But sir, it wasn't my fault. No, I don't give a crap about it's your fault. Besides, you were being very rude to Toby. You didn't even use the hooks to help. And also, you pushed Gordon and ended up derailed yourself. What's wrong with you? But sometimes I always wanted to be the hero, sir. Oh my God, James. You know what? As a punishment, you wash some trucks for the entire month. Yes, sir. As for you, Toby, here's your reward. You'll get a new fresher color paint in the steelworks. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Soon James learned his lesson about not to be rude to others. But I think he already learned about that lesson. Don't you think?
One morning, James was at Nafford Station. He was about to go before Sir Tom had arrived. James, I have a very important meeting I had to get to. Can you please take me there? Yes, sir. I will get you to the meeting on time. Splendid, James. I know I can rely on you. And so, James puffed away. So James was puffing very smoothly along the tracks until James stopped suddenly, right in the middle of the railway crossing. What's the matter, James asked his driver. I don't know, said his driver, but the guard will get us in a minute. It turns out that one of the passengers accidentally brought on the emergency cable, and the conductor told James he had to go. But James, for some reason, he can't even move. What's worse, there was a big traffic jam on both sides. James was embarrassed. You know, this whole thing is not your fault, James, but how on earth am I gonna get to my meeting on time? Just then, James had an idea. Hey, sir, what about Bertie? He can take you to the meeting on time. What a great idea, James. So Bertie was agreed to help. So he took Sir Tom to his meeting. And it took James about a few hours until Percy brought the workmen over here. And so James puffed away. He didn't want to mention his incident to anybody.
It was a beautiful day on the island of Sodor. And today was the anniversary of Sodor and his wife. There were lots of people there because there are food and cakes inside of the van. And there's a little ramp that a car can jump. But the best thing of all was the brass band. They were coming over from the mainland to play some music. Soon, Sir Thomas had arrived to tell his engines about delivering the brass band. Thomas, I need you to deliver the brass band all the way up to the station. Yes, sir, said Thomas. Gordon and James were very disappointed. They wanted to pick up the brass band too. Soon, Thomas was puffing on his way to the Dover station to pick up the brass band. Soon, Thomas had arrived at Dover station to pick up the brass band. The brass band climbed aboard, and Thomas puffed quickly away with the brass band. But as Thomas left, he realized that he forgot about the other brass banner. "Hey, come back!" he cried. But Thomas was already gone. Soon, Thomas had arrived at the station. Soon, the brass band people had ended up getting off of Thomas's pastures and walked to the very end of the stage. But then, one girl had said, Thomas, where's our weir?" "Wait, what weir?" The weir of our brand." "Uh-oh, I probably left the head behind. I'll be right back." And Thomas shoved quickly away. Thomas raced as fast as he can all the way up to Stafford Station. "Sorry about that. Sorry I left you behind," said Thomas out of breath. "That's okay," said the tuba player. "Just remember, do not leave me behind again." All right. Soon, the brass band had ended up playing music. A large crowd cheered and waved. And Thomas blew his whistle. Beep, beep. It was a great success for the anniversary roast that Thomas had and his wife. Thomas loved music. Everybody likes the brass band's music, don't you?
It was one morning at the yard. Thomas was shoving some troublesome trucks. Just then, Sir Thomas had arrived. The fishermen are celebrating their biggest catch of fish ever. "Thomas, you must have to deliver one single fish to the docks." Thomas was disappointed. He didn't like fish that much. So Thomas puffed sadly all the way up to the fishing village. So Thomas had arrived at the fishing village. When he got there, he discovered that apparently it was just one single fish on a flatboat with a brake fan on it. "Oh, I just wish I could post something else," said Thomas. "Some boring old fish I hate." So Thomas buffered up and he puffed away with the fish. Then Thomas saw James. He was resting in the siding. "Oh, no, Thomas, just ignore James. Just ignore James. Just ignore his comments about me pointed." But it was lucky for Thomas that James was falling asleep, so he didn't hear his clattering noise. So Thomas was puffing along the tracks. Then there was trouble. Thomas saw that Gordon was on his mind. So Thomas waved onto the siding to avoid being hit, and he smashed into the buffers. Luckily, no one was hurt. "Cinders and ashes," Thomas cried. Thomas was stuck. He now can't deliver the fish to the docks on time. "What am I going to do?" Thomas cried. Then Thomas had an idea. he slowly go backwards to get himself back on the track. And you know what? He was back on the tracks again. Okay, kinda unrealistic, but whatever, said Thomas, as he backed up towards the junction. So he set off to Brandon Docks as fast as he could. Soon Thomas had arrived to Brandon Docks, just in time. So Cranky took the crate from Thomas's flatbed and put it onto Bostro before he was ready to go. So, what do you think of fish now, Thomas? Said Edward. I think I have some respect for the fish, even though I don't like it that much. So, Bostro was off with the fish, while Thomas goes to get his washdown. One day, Thomas had arrived at the station. There was a very special passenger on there. It was the judge. The judge had climbed onto Clarabelle. Take me to the train show as fast as you can, Thomas, said the judge. Yes, sir, and Thomas pumped away with the judge. So Thomas walked and he rolled. He pumped faster and faster. But because he went so fast, the judge's head was lost. But then Thomas has to slow down. Wait, why are we slowing down? Said the judge. Oh, I don't know, said Thomas. Then Thomas saw some cows on the line. He suddenly stopped. Move, says Thomas. Move, says the cow. No, 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 said Thomas. Not move, move. At last, some of the cows moved, and Thomas pumped away as fast as he could. But it wasn't very long until Thomas reached another problem. There were some logs onto the track. I just need to bash my way through, said Thomas. So he backed up and he bashed through the logs. But the bottom torture is not over with Thomas yet, as he reaches through the tunnel on the other side, and then he saw some big mud puddle. He tried to stop, but it was too late. Thomas splashed into the puddle. But Thomas had no time to stop. He had to get to the train show before it starts. Everybody saw Thomas pass, but he had no time to say hello. Soon, Thomas had arrived at the train show, and just in time. Phew, said Thomas. I made it at last. You know, it's kind of hard to decide which engine I prefer. And besides, all you are really useful engines. But I had to pick one, it will be Thomas. Thomas was happy indeed.
Shit.
Thomas, I'm scared. I don't want to go in there. Look, I'll just go, Thomas. Look, I'm right behind you. Alright, you're safe. Okay, you're safe. Okay, on the count of 3, we're going in. Okay, you ready? Yep. 3, 2, 1, go. What was that? Well, I'll just go Thomas for wax. It's only just a tunnel. It's just a tunnel, just collapsed. I think we gotta work with that. What? What was that? I don't know. Is it anybody here? Hello? Thomas? Look. What? Hello, Thomas. And the other Thomas. We have been expecting you today. Oh my god. This literally look like a knockoff. Like, what is this? Yeah, I was not meant to be this big. I'm supposed to be smaller than Thomas. What? The real one right here. I wasn't supposed to be like this big. Oh, don't worry. You two are not going anywhere. What are you doing? Stay back. Stay back. Wait, Thomas, watch out! Wait. What are you doing? No!